What if I told you that the pain in your joints, the constant fatigue, the brain fog, might not be just aging, but chronic inflammation quietly building inside your body? The good news is, you can fight back with food. In this video, we're diving deep into 10 powerful anti-inflammatory foods backed by science. Foods that don't just reduce inflammation, but also protect your heart, sharpen your mind, support your gut, and help your entire body heal from the inside out. No gimmicks, no fad diets, just real food and real results. So grab a notebook, stay with me until the end, and let's build a stronger, healthier you. One meal at a time. Berries, especially blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries, are among the richest natural sources of anthocyanins, a class of flavonoids responsible for their vibrant colors and potent anti-inflammatory effects. These compounds work by neutralizing free radicals and downregulating pro-inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha and IL-6. In a 2011 study published in the Journal of Nutrition, participants who consumed blueberry smoothies daily for 6 weeks showed a significant reduction in markers of oxidative stress and systemic inflammation. But beyond the bloodstream, berries provide powerful support to the brain, heart, and gut. The antioxidants in berries protect neurons from inflammation-linked damage, which is crucial in preventing cognitive decline and diseases like Alzheimer's. They also help preserve endothelial function in blood vessels, reducing the risk of atherosclerosis. From a digestive perspective, the fiber and polyphenols in berries act as prebiotics, feeding beneficial gut bacteria like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, which in turn lower intestinal inflammation and improve immune signaling. To reap the benefits, you don't need to overdo it. Just 1 cup of mixed berries per day, fresh or frozen, in your smoothie, breakfast bowl, or even salad, can be enough. And if fresh berries are out of season or too pricey, frozen varieties retain almost all of their antioxidant capacity. Extra virgin olive oil, often referred to as liquid gold, is one of the cornerstones of the Mediterranean diet, renowned for its anti-inflammatory and heart-protective benefits. The key lies in a compound called oleocanthal, a natural phenol with ibuprofen-like effects. Oleocanthal inhibits COX-1 and COX-2 enzymes, the same pathways targeted by common anti-inflammatory drugs. A landmark study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that people who consumed about 50 mg of extra virgin olive oil daily had reduced levels of inflammatory biomarkers like CRP and IL-6. What's more, olive oil enhances the absorption of fat-soluble antioxidants from other foods, such as lycopene from tomatoes and beta-carotene from carrots. Olive oil doesn't just target one organ. It's a systemic anti-inflammatory. It reduces oxidative damage in the liver, helps balance blood sugar levels, important for diabetics dealing with inflammation, and improves the elasticity of blood vessels, which is critical for anyone managing hypertension or metabolic syndrome. To integrate it into your diet, use cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil for salad dressings. Drizzle it over steamed vegetables, or finish your dishes with a tablespoon for extra richness and benefit. Avoid heating it to high temperatures. Stick to low-heat cooking or raw applications to preserve its properties. Fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, sardines, and anchovies are some of the most direct food sources of long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. These omega-3s have a profound effect on systemic inflammation by reducing the expression of genes involved in the inflammatory response and decreasing the production of eicosanoids and cytokines. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Clinical Lipidology concluded that individuals with higher omega-3 intake had significantly lower CRP levels, fewer inflammatory symptoms in autoimmune disorders like rheumatoid arthritis, and even slower cognitive decline. Omega-3s directly benefit the brain, joints, skin, and heart. For instance, in people with arthritis, omega-3s reduce joint tenderness and morning stiffness. In the brain, DHA plays a structural role, protecting neurons from inflammation and degeneration. In the cardiovascular system, omega-3s lower triglyceride levels, prevent arterial plaque formation, and stabilize the endothelium. Aim for 2 to 3 servings per week of wild-caught fatty fish. If fresh fish isn't available, high-quality canned sardines or wild salmon can be excellent alternatives. For vegetarians, algae oil supplements provide DHA and EPA in bioavailable forms, although the overall anti-inflammatory effect may be slightly lower than from whole fish. Garlic isn't just a culinary staple, it's a pharmacological powerhouse. The key compound in garlic is allicin, which is formed when garlic is crushed or chopped. Allicin and its sulfur-containing relatives, like diallyl, disulfide, and S-allyl cysteine, modulate the immune system by suppressing pro-inflammatory cytokines such as TNF-alpha, IL-1V, and IL-6. According to a 2015 study in Nutrition Research and Practice, garlic extract supplementation significantly reduced CRP and TNF-alpha levels in individuals with obesity, a condition closely linked with chronic low-grade inflammation. The compounds in garlic also stimulate macrophages and natural killer NK cells, enhancing the body's ability to neutralize damaged or infected cells. In terms of target organs, garlic benefits the cardiovascular system by lowering blood pressure and improving arterial function, both of which are impacted by chronic inflammation. Its detoxifying role in the liver involves upregulating glutathione, production and activating phase 2 detoxification enzymes, which help eliminate inflammatory toxins from the body. For best results, garlic should be crushed and left to sit for 10 minutes before cooking. This resting period allows allicin to form. However, high heat can deactivate some beneficial compounds, so consider adding raw garlic to salad dressings, dips, or mixing with olive oil after cooking. If the taste or smell is an issue, aged garlic. Extract supplements have been shown to retain many of the anti-inflammatory properties with reduced odor. Nuts, particularly walnuts, almonds, and pistachios, are rich in healthy unsaturated fats, polyphenols, and vitamin E, a combination that targets inflammation on multiple levels. Walnuts, for example, are one of the few plant-based sources of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a type of omega-3 that can help reduce the production of inflammatory eicosanoids. Anti-2, study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, demonstrated that daily consumption of walnuts for 6 weeks significantly reduced levels of IL-6 and CRP in individuals with elevated cardiovascular risk. Almonds, on the other hand, are a potent source of magnesium, a mineral that regulates the NLRP3 inflammasome, an intracellular sensor that triggers inflammatory cascades when overactive. Nuts provide systemic benefits across many systems. In the brain, they reduce oxidative stress and improve blood flow, which protects against neuroinflammation. In the gut, their polyphenols support beneficial microbiota while reducing intestinal permeability, leaky gut, a major driver of inflammation. In the joints, especially with walnuts, regular intake has been linked with improved symptoms in osteoarthritis. Consume a small handful, about 28 grams, daily. Choose raw or dry roasted nuts without added oils or sugars. Nut butters, without additives, are also a great option. Just watch portion sizes, as they're energy-dense. For those with nut allergies, Seeds like flax seeds and chia seeds offer similar anti-inflammatory benefits, especially regarding omega-3 and fiber content. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, collard greens, and Swiss chard are dense in vitamins A, C, K, and folate, as well as magnesium and plant-based polyphenols, all of which work in concert to reduce inflammation at the cellular level. Vitamin K is particularly important as it regulates calcium signaling and helps suppress NF-κB, a transcription factor that plays a central role in promoting inflammation. Magnesium acts as a cofactor in over 300 enzymatic reactions, many of which involve inflammatory regulation, energy production, and antioxidant defense. A 2017 study in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics found that higher intake of leafy greens was associated with lower CRP levels and improved insulin sensitivity. Chlorophyll and carotenoids in greens also help reduce oxidative stress, particularly in the liver and eyes. Leafy greens have a detoxifying effect on the liver due to their glutathione-boosting properties, and they also support healthy gut microbiota thanks to their fiber and polyphenol content. These gut benefits reduce endotoxin leakage, a key driver of systemic inflammation. Aim for at least one large serving per day, whether raw in salads, blended into smoothies, or lightly sautéed with garlic and olive oil. To maximize absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, A, K, and carotenoids, always pair greens with a healthy fat like olive oil or avocado. Tomatoes are one of the best dietary sources of lycopene, a powerful carotenoid with specific anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, particularly on the lungs, prostate, and cardiovascular system. Lycopene acts by suppressing NF-κB signaling and reducing the expression of inflammatory mediators like IL-1V and prostaglandin E2. A clinical trial published in Molecular Nutrition and Food Research showed that lycopene supplementation significantly decreased markers of inflammation in overweight individuals, particularly CRP and TNF-alpha. Interestingly, lycopene accumulates in fat tissues, giving it long-lasting anti-inflammatory protection in metabolic organs such as the liver and pancreas. Tomatoes also contain vitamin C, beta-carotene, and quercetin, which protect endothelial cells lining the blood vessels and improve immune surveillance in the respiratory tract. These effects are especially beneficial in conditions like asthma, chronic bronchitis, or even long COVID. To optimize lycopene absorption, consume cooked or processed tomatoes, like in tomato sauce or paste, as heat increases bioavailability. Pairing with olive oil further enhances uptake. For example, a simple dish like sautéed tomatoes in olive oil with garlic delivers a triple anti-inflammatory punch. Caution: some individuals with autoimmune issues or nightshade sensitivity may need to monitor their tomato intake due to lectins and alkaloids, but for most people, 1 cup daily is a solid therapeutic dose. Whole grains like oats, quinoa, barley, and brown rice provide more than just fuel. They deliver a potent package of soluble fiber, polyphenols, B vitamins, and magnesium, all of which contribute to anti-inflammatory signaling. The real star here is beta-glucan, especially found in oats and barley, which promotes the growth of beneficial gut bacteria such as Faecalibacterium prausnitzii, a microbe directly linked to reduced intestinal and systemic inflammation. These microbes produce short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, like butyrate, which fortify the gut lining and prevent endotoxin leakage, a hidden driver of chronic inflammation. In a 2018 meta-analysis from the British Journal of Nutrition, higher whole grain intake was correlated with lower CRP and IL-6 levels, particularly in individuals with metabolic syndrome, diabetes, or obesity. Whole grains also help regulate blood sugar, preventing glycemic spikes that can trigger inflammatory responses. And their magnesium content calms overactive immune signaling. Aim for 2 to 3 servings daily, using whole grain options like steel-cut oats for breakfast, quinoa in salads, or brown rice in stir-fries. Avoid refined or instant varieties, which lose most of their anti-inflammatory benefits due to processing. For gluten-sensitive individuals, gluten-free whole grains like buckwheat, amaranth, and teff offer similar benefits without the irritation. Ginger has been used for over 2,000 years in traditional medicine, and now modern science confirms its potent anti-inflammatory action. The active compounds gingerols, shogaols, and paradols work by inhibiting COX-2I9-Phe2 enzymes, the same pathway, targeted by NSAIDs like ibuprofen, while also modulating key inflammatory cytokines like IL-1V and TNF-alpha. A study published in Arthritis and Rheumatism found that patients with osteoarthritis who took 500, 1,000 milliliters of ginger extract daily experienced a 40% reduction in pain and inflammation after just 6 weeks. Ginger also lowers oxidative stress and improves insulin sensitivity, making it a valuable anti-inflammatory for those with type 2 diabetes or PCOS. In the digestive tract, ginger accelerates gastric emptying and reduces intestinal irritation, an important factor in inflammatory bowel diseases. It also reduces muscle soreness post-exercise and blocks NF-κB activity in joint tissues, easing chronic inflammation. Use ginger fresh in teas, stir-fries, or smoothies. For medicinal use, ginger extract capsules or concentrated powders can offer stronger, more measurable effects. A daily dose of 1–2 grams is typically effective for reducing inflammation, though sensitive individuals should start slow due to its heating nature. Yes, chocolate can fight inflammation, if it's the right kind. Dark chocolate, with at least 70% cocoa content, contains abundant flavonols like epicatechin and catechin, which act as antioxidants and inflammatory enzyme inhibitors. These flavonols suppress NF-κB, reduce lipid peroxidation, and enhance nitric oxide production, improving blood flow and vascular function. A double-blind, placebo-controlled study in the European Heart Journal found that 40 grams of dark chocolate daily significantly reduced CRP levels and improved endothelial function in adults with high blood pressure. Its anti-inflammatory effects are most pronounced in the cardiovascular system, where it helps prevent plaque formation and reduce arterial stiffness. Additionally, dark chocolate improves gut microbiota diversity, acting as a mild prebiotic. It can also improve mood and reduce cortisol, an indirect but crucial factor in inflammation regulation. But not all chocolate is created equal. Avoid milk chocolate or varieties high in sugar and additives, as these ingredients counteract the benefits. Choose fair trade, minimally processed dark chocolate with no more than 5 g of sugar per serving. A small square, about 20–30 grams per day, is enough. Enjoy it slowly. This is one of those rare times where pleasure and health align perfectly. Inflammation is at the root of countless chronic diseases, from arthritis and diabetes to heart disease and cognitive decline. But through the power of food, we can reclaim control. Each of the 10 foods we've explored doesn't just reduce inflammation, they also nourish your organs, balance your immune system, and build long-term resilience. Try incorporating just a few of these each week. Replace, don't restrict. Swap sugar-laden snacks for berries. Add a tablespoon of olive oil instead of butter. Think in layers. Pair anti-inflammatory foods together for a compounding effect. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And let us know in the comments. Which of these foods do you already eat? And which one are you excited to try first?